Today, we're looking at these 4 drills from Harbor Freight and Walmart to see which is strongest, which is fastest, and which is the best bang for your buck. I've set up a series of tests for these drills to measure their comfort, speed, torque, and all-around muscle in every mode they offer. We're gonna test all of those today and see which ones come out on top. First, and kind of most expensive on our list, is Walmart's most powerful drill offering, the Hart HPH D25 20-volt hammer drill, coming in at $141, including a 2 amp hour battery and charger. I purchased the 4 amp hour battery for testing purposes. It has a 4.7 star rating on Walmart.com and claims to have 650 inch-pounds of torque. It comes with a 3-year warranty and is made in China. The Hart lineup has over 70 compatible tools. Next up is Harbor Freight's Hercules HCB92B 20-volt hammer drill, coming in at around $80 for the tool only. Buying the baseline battery and charger would add another $90, making the combo cost around $170. More expensive than Walmart's Hart kit. Once again, I purchased a 4 amp hour battery for testing. It has a 4.7 star rating on HarborFreight.com and claims to offer a whopping 1,200 inch-pounds of torque. It comes with a 5-year warranty and, like most things from Harbor Freight, is made in China. The 20-volt Hercules lineup has over 28 compatible tools. Next up is Harbor Freight's Bauer hammer drill, the 1792C-B1, coming in at around $40 for the tool only. Once again, buying the baseline battery and charger would add another $63, bringing the price for drill, driver, and charger to just over $100. Because Bauer doesn't offer a 4 amp hour battery, I purchased a 3 amp hour battery for testing. It has a 4.7 star rating on HarborFreight.com and claims to offer 450 inch-pounds of torque. It only has a 90-day warranty and is made in China. Harbor Freight's Bauer lineup is its largest power tool family, offering over 60 compatible tools. Our last and least expensive drill doesn't really belong in this comparison because it's not brushless. It's not a hammer drill, and it doesn't have a 1/2-inch capacity chuck, but it is the Warrior brand's most expensive drill. This is the Warrior 18-volt 64118 drill, coming in at a whopping $23.99 for the drill, the battery, and the charger, making it easily one of the least expensive drills you can buy anywhere. The battery on this drill doesn't even specify an amp hour rating, and upgrades are not available. It does, however, have a 4.6 star rating at HarborFreight.com. It's also made in China, and the Warrior brand has only a handful of compatible 18-volt tools. But hey, it's 24 bucks. Here's a quick snapshot of our 4 drills for comparison, ranging from $24 to $170. For our comfort test, I invited 4 friends of various heights and hand sizes, as well as my awesome wife, out to my shop and had them each don the danger goggles to do a blind comfort test with all 4 drills. None of them had a clue what brands they'd be testing, and they each rated the drills based on comfort, balance, and weight in their hands. When we've run this blind test on other drills, someone would usually rank them by order of price, but not this time. Let's take a look at the totals of the blind testing. The Hart drill came out on top, but the Bauer beat out Hercules for comfort on this test. Not surprisingly, the cheap Warrior drill was rated least comfortable to use. Each of the drills with their batteries weighs between 2.6 and 4.8 pounds, with the 3 more expensive drills weighing within about a 1/2 pound of one another. As far as overall length, the Bauer and the Warrior are the longest drills, but not by much, each measuring 7.5 inches. The Hercules is the most compact, measuring just over 7 inches long. Each drill made between 80 and 93 decibels of noise at full speed, with the Hart being the loudest. In fact, the only drill that was louder of all the 15 brands I've tested so far was the Bosch from our Lowe's drill test. You know that super annoying clutch noise? Yeah, that one. I tested the decibels on that too, and Hart was the loudest yet again at 105 decibels, but the Hercules uses an electronic clutch, so it goes to 0 when engaged, making it totally silent. Just like with any louder tool use, hearing protection is recommended when you're using any of these drills. When I measured the RPM of each drill at its fastest and slowest, none of the drills went as fast as they claimed, but the Hercules here was a whopping 25% slower than advertised. The slow speeds, which are important for fine-tuning, range from 15 to 83 RPM, with Bauer being most capable of offering control, and, not surprisingly, Warrior being the least capable of going slow. Next, I tested the torque while in the lowest clutch setting. This should produce very little torque, and since my digital torque meter requires a certain threshold of torque to even register, all of the drills showed 0, which is just what should happen. This means they'll each be capable of gently driving a fastener. I also attempted to measure the max torque for each drill, but the measurements were pretty inconsistent, so I wouldn't claim these numbers as being accurate. The Hart reached as high as 211 inch-pounds, while the Hercules smoked the Hart with a reading of 100 inch-pounds more at 311. The Bauer also beat out the Hart with a max of 296, and the Warrior was, well, pretty impressively weak with just 56 inch-pounds of torque. You may have noticed I've been wearing safety glasses throughout most of the testing for these drills, but when I'm outside, I usually wear a pair of sunglasses instead. Over the years, I've been through literally dozens of pairs of sunglasses because I lose them, they break, or I just don't find them that comfortable. That's why I've been so excited by this new find. It's a company called Shady Rays, and check this out, they will actually send you a brand new pair of sunglasses if you lose or break yours. Yes, for real. It's an amazing program, and to top that off, they actually make super high quality sunglasses that cost way less than the competition. My wife and I bought several pairs and have been using them for several months now, and we both love them. I usually shy away from these thinner frame glasses, but with Shady Rays' Lost and Broken replacement program, I thought, why not? So after months of wearing them, they're as perfect as they were on the first day. A huge thank you to Shady Rays for sponsoring today's video. Right now, when you buy one pair of Shady Rays, you'll get a second pair free. Go to shadyrays.com/learn-to-DIY and use code LEARN-to-DIY. For now though, let's get back inside and test some drills. This next test measures the average time to drive 10 of these 2.5-inch decking screws to get an average speed. The Hart starts things off with an average drill time of exactly 1 second, which, for context, is slower than every drill tested from Home Depot, but faster than several of those from Lowe's. The Hercules was 26% slower than that, coming in at 1.26 seconds. The Bauer actually beat out the Hercules, coming in at 1.16 seconds on average. And finally, the Warrior, of course, came in last at 2.18 seconds, which honestly isn't all that bad considering this is a $30 drill. So, Hart takes first place for speed in the traditional job of driving screws, but Bauer drives these faster than the more expensive Hercules drill. Now we'll up the ante by driving 3 6-inch lag bolts to get the average speed on these. The Hart averages 5.91 seconds for these, which is almost the exact same as Ryobi's drill from a previous test, but also 3 times slower than Milwaukee's best drill. Hercules is significantly slower at 7.38 seconds, making it the slowest of every drill I've tested in this series. Bauer, once again, manages to beat its big brother with a speed of 6.49 seconds. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the Warrior drill to actually drive one of these. It just doesn't have the power, so that's a big L for the Warrior. These results ended up looking a lot like the deck screw test in the end. Next, we're going to drill a 2-inch hole in our OSB plyboard to see how quickly each drill can get to the same depth. The Hart starts things off by drilling the hole in 12.6 seconds, which is a pretty good time. That's actually faster than many of the more expensive drills. The Hercules, however, was significantly slower with a time of 17.7 seconds. Once again, that makes Hercules the slowest, so far at least, of every drill I've tested. The Bauer beats the Hercules yet again with a time of 16 seconds. The Warrior, unfortunately, only has a 3/8-inch drill chuck, so it can't even chuck up the bit for this test. As this chart shows, the pattern continues with Hart taking the lead, followed by Bauer, then Hercules, and the Warrior unable to compete. Now for a better measurement of torque, we're going to drive this massive 10-inch lag bolt, measuring a 1/2 inch thick, into our ply. I pre-drilled each hole with a 1-inch starter hole, and we'll just see how far each one gets and what the max torque measured is. This is one of my favorite tests because it's a brute strength test. Hart is up first and does a decent job driving the huge lag into the board. It peaks at 211 inch-pounds of torque. The Hercules is a ways behind, maxing out at 166 inch-pounds of torque. Once again, the Bauer outperforms the Hercules, scoring a max torque of 198 inch-pounds, just 13 less than the Hart. This is a pretty close one. Fortunately, the Warrior was at least able to make an attempt at this one, but it was a pretty sad attempt with very little drive on the lag and a max torque of just 56 inch-pounds. On the overall chart, you can see that the Bauer wasn't far behind the Hart for this test. Our next test involves putting the drills into hammer mode, if they have it, and using this 1/2-inch masonry bit to drill 3 holes through this 1.5-inch thick cement paver to get the average hole time. Whoa! Right out of the gate, the Hart is an absolute beast at drilling through concrete. Of all the drills I've tested, including all of the biggest brands, only one other drill could beat the blazing fast time of 5.7 seconds from the Hart. That is super impressive. The Hercules also did a pretty amazing job with a time of 9.6 seconds. That still beats out much of the competition, but definitely falls short of the Hart's speed. The Bauer let us down big time on this one. Some drills just don't impress in hammer mode, and this is one of them. It clocked an average time of 17.5 seconds, which is about 3 times slower than the Hart. The Warrior is breaking records once again, but unfortunately it's for lack of performance. I didn't have the patience to drill 3 holes with this one because just drilling 1 hole took a whopping 74 seconds. So we finally have a little shakeup in the results with this one. Bauer definitely let us down, and Hart put up quite an impressive performance. Also, don't forget to check out the link in the description below to the tool that I put together, where you can actually compare all of these to every other drill that we've done a test for, and you can put a score on each feature that matters to you, and then it will tell you which drill best matches your particular needs. It's pretty helpful to just kind of get a feel for what things make the most sense in your particular situation for how you use your drills. Our final test is a test of shear strength. We're going to put each of these drills up against this behemoth here. This is basically a structure where I've got a cable system hooked up and I've got some weights down here. Now each of these 16 by 16 blocks weighs 39 pounds. I've got 3 of them on here plus 3 pounds of weight on top, so that gives us 120 pounds total, and we're going to see if the Hart can lift it up. As we put Hart to the test by adding more and more weight to the tray, Hart ends up with a maximum weight of 175 pounds. Overall, that puts Hart on the lower side of strength compared to the drills from other stores, but not terrible. Now I'm really hoping the Hercules can live up to its name here and put up some serious weight. It is able to lift the 175 pounds that the Hart did, but cannot get past 190 pounds. Not a bad number overall, but the question is, can little brother Bauer outdo it? I started with a full 190 pounds and, sure enough, the Bauer can handle it. After running a couple of more tests, the Bauer maxes out at a weight of 215 pounds, making it the champion of this test. That is, unless the Warrior can come from behind and surprise us all? Nope. In fact, I had to keep removing weight to find out what the Warrior could actually lift, and sadly, it was just 46 measly pounds. Overall, the Hart beat out the competition in almost every test, and costs about $30 less than the Hercules. The Hercules cost the most and honestly didn't perform all that well. The Bauer was the big surprise here. It beat out Big Brother Hercules in most tests and is the second least expensive drill we tested. While the Warrior isn't all that useful for most of the jobs, at just 24 bucks, it's hard to complain about it. If you haven't already, you might want to hit that notification bell. We've got our 4th installment in the series coming out where we'll compare the best of each of the drills from each store against one another to see who reigns supreme amongst all of them, as well as which ones are the best bang for your buck. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you have any feedback, be sure to leave that in the comments below. I'm Nils with Learn to DIY. Thanks for watching.